the sound. Very good morning to you, Confidence, and happy Easter to you.
Good morning, Sutu. Good morning to the listeners and happy Easter to all.
Thank you very much. So we're talking about having the courage to win.
That's correct, ma'am. The courage to win. It's not the absence of talent that holds many people back from achieving their dreams. It is the presence of doubt and fear. And the truth is, when you are daring to do something that is out of the ordinary, something that is beyond the expected, there will be some fear and doubt that comes to try and stop you. And that's part of the process. If there were no obstacles to overcome, everybody would be super successful. And many times we look at successful people and we think, they're so special. But many of them are just like us. The major difference is that they didn't let doubt and fear stop them from pursuing their dreams. And I think about this a lot. And the sad thing is that our most talented actors are not the ones we see on screen. Our best business people are not the ones we see running major corporations. Our best athletes are not the ones we see on the field. Many of our most talented people are at home watching their screens, looking at people do what they should be doing. But because they let doubt and fear overpower them, they have been reduced to mere spectators. And it's not that, those super successful people didn't have fear, Courage and fear can occupy the same heart. And we have to choose which of the two we feed because that's the one that will get stronger and ultimately define what and who we become in life. And there are three quick points I want to make on this. Number one, you must determine the direction in which you run. Determine the direction in which you run. All of us are running in life, but not all of us are running in the same direction. Many times what separates the winners from those who don't win is what you do when you face that doubt and fear, that fight or flight reaction. What direction do you run in? And granted, there are times when it's wise to run away from things, situations, wrong associations, and so forth. But when it comes to your dreams for your life, when it comes to your purpose and your God given vision, you should never run away from that. When there's that business that you want to start, but there's that doubt and fear. Do you run away from the idea and go back to your normal, or do you run towards it and discover a greater version of yourself? The direction in which you run determines the kind of person you will become. It will determine the kind of money you will have, the kind of influence you'll have, the kind of relationships you'll have. The people who are winning in business, winning in the corporate world, winning in marriage, winning in finances, whatever sphere you may think of, also had to face doubt and fear, but they chose to run towards their dreams instead of running away from them. And that's what made the difference. So, number one, determine the direction in which you run. Number two, develop the courage to let go of what you have grown. Many of us as human beings are hoarders, and sometimes we hold on to things that are no longer beneficial in our lives. Think of it like this: you may have some old clothes that you've outgrown, and they no longer fit you, but you are still holding on to them, and you put them on but because you've outgrown them, they are no longer comfortable. That jean that used to fit you when you were 17, but now you're 35 and it feels so uncomfortable, yet it's still in your cupboard. There are some habits, some friendships, some ideologies that you've had for so long, but you've learned so much, you've grown so much now, and those habits, those ideologies, those friendships are no longer comfortable because you've outgrown them. Yet you're still holding on to them, even though you should let go. And just like that old pair of jeans, they are occupying space that could be better utilized. And we need to develop the courage to let go. And sometimes it's a certain environment that we need to let go of. Sometimes it's a grudge that we need to let go of. Sometimes it's guilt and shame that we need to let go of. Because what you refuse to let go of has the power to hold you back from achieving the greatness you have within you. And the beauty of letting go of the old is that it creates room for the new. There are new and greater possibilities waiting for you, new and better associations, new and better territories for you to occupy. But in order to grab hold of the new, we have to let go of the old. So, number two, develop the courage to let go of what you have grown. Number three, and quite quickly, get rid of Basotini syndrome. I'm not Zulu, but I hope I'm saying that correctly. Get rid, Batare, get rid of Batare syndrome, And one of the things that hold a lot of people back is the fear of what people will say or think, And If your life is ruled by the opinions of others, it means that you've given them authority and rulership of your life, and so you'll always be their slave. And many people today are slaves to the opinions of others. They live within the limitations that others have set for them, and they feel confined and constricted. But they're too fearful to break out and pursue their dreams. What will they think if I leave this industry and start afresh in a new one? What will they say if I take on a new cause, if I start a new business, if I choose to follow my dreams? And when we live according to other people's opinions of us, we are likely to live below our potential. So number 3, we need to develop the courage to get rid of Batlareng syndrome, the courage to win.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Confidence. I think the thing about other people, what you're saying makes absolute sense. Sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else, an outside voice, before you can internalize it and use it. So thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we'll be with you on Monday.
100%. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.